Hello everyone, welcome to iRacing. So, iRacing have just released the MP4-30 and the McLaren, which is actually McLaren's this year's, the 2015 car, into their game. The previous one was the Williams FW31 or 33, I can't remember, quite an old Williams F1. So I'm quite excited to try this. This is obviously the first official F1 car other than what was in the official F1 game. You'll see I've actually painted with the Marlboro painting, with the Marlboro livery. Unfortunately, there's not any great camera angles of it. But it's actually got the classic Marlboro one, which is awesome. Just comes white as standard, but I've put a nice livery on it. So yeah, so this is my first drive. I've not driven it at all yet. Totally standard setup, as you'd probably expect from me, but I thought I'd give it a go. First video in a while, obviously, as well on my channel. So yeah, let's do it. So right, I can't remember most of my buttons. This is good. That's pit limiter. Yep, I remember clutch. It's fine. Oh, not the best start. Right, pit limiter off. Right, okay. Right, already not much wheel spin, which take that as you will. I'm doing it on Circuit of the Americas. They've also just released the Nordschleife or Nordschleifer, which I will try in a separate video. I'll try a road car for that though, and then I will combine these two. But I didn't want to jump straight into the Nordschleife with this. I wanted to try it on a familiar circuit. I figured the Circuit of the Americas is probably quite a good testing ground. And as I say, completely standard setup. So whatever iRacing gives you by default, which includes there's lots of options for MGUK deployment and charge. And apparently there's a charge level. Look on the wheel. Yeah, there's 100% on the bottom right there. So as you accelerate, it should deploy, which is indeed. You can adjust all that, but I'm not going to get into that too much for now. I'm just going to try out this car, and we'll go from there. And at the moment it's pretty good. There's DRS. I've just opened. There's also a. Oh, that uses it a lot more. There's a push to pass button which I'm using right now. You can see the eyes going down a lot faster when I use that. So, which again is good. Although this is, I don't know, I'm obviously not pushing too hard, but this is at the moment this isn't too hard to drive. Which I mean, if everyone's driven iRacing, it's quite a tricky game generally. Definitely classified as a sim, so it is quite a tricky game to drive. Bit of wheel spin there. Of course, I guess with the standard setup it will be quite a conservative one though. Whoa, okay. There's my first spin. Don't go to the barrier, please. Thank you. That was, okay. So, obviously be careful of how much steering angle you use at high speed. Would be what I was just talking about how easy it is to drive as well, wouldn't it? That's good though. I'd rather that than it be super easy to drive. Oh, that wasn't great. Let's use the push to pass button. Getting pretty decent speed at this McLaren Honda down the straight. Oh, that was deep again. Gone deep there, that wasn't great. Whoa, a bit too aggressive with the throttle that time. Oh, we've done it again. Same in the high-speed corners. Just do a bit of a rolling race start then. It's not going whoa well. See, I think my rears are overheating slightly now. Just take it a little bit easy for a few corners, just to let the rears cool down a little bit. Revving the engine. And yeah, like I said, this is surprisingly easy to drive for now. Off track there. I like how it's. Oh, I've done it again. That was barely to play. Oh, I'll get hit the wall this time. That's a bear. That's probably damage. Yeah, look at that. That's quite damaged. Okay, let's try again. It's really hard to do a race start. You have to give it a lot of revs. Okay, I'm speeding probably. No, I'm not, surprisingly. Okay, I'll take that. Right. Let's try again. I'm planning to make this about a 10-minute video, but every time I do that, it doesn't usually go so well. Probably could do a slightly higher deployment as well, because you can see it's barely being used. I'll just use push to pass down the straights, I think, just to even out a little bit. But there was lots of, again, I'm not looking too much into the setup, because that's certainly not my forte, but there's lots about it saying the MGUK recovery, deployment. There's lots and lots of different settings. It did also say that on the recovery, you would have to adjust the brake balance accordingly. Not suffer too much with the brakes for now. I usually like quite a forward braking setup. So if we now use some of that and DRS. Is DRS open? I think it is. You have to abide by the actual DRS zones. It's pretty decent speed. I've not actually got a speedo there. The bottom left we have 100 and 330. Oh, pay attention to the track. Looking at my speed more than the track. Ooh, wow, slipping offline. And I will say, I saw Onage said on Twitter that the sounds sound amazing. I'll try and put in some off-board shots for you uncommentate at the end after I finished. I said live commentated, so I should be able to commentate them. But it does sound amazing. They've got the sound absolutely spot on. Must be said. Just being a lot more cautious with the power through that corner this time. I'll try and use the push to pass a lot around the lap to see if we can actually do a lap like it. DRS as well. Through the gears, obviously 8 gears. Don't really know when to brake. Gonna try now. Just went a little bit light me there, a little bit too much speed through there. I had to compensate on the exit. Don't turn the wheel too much. Oh, I've done it again. That's even when I was trying to be careful there. Don't stay out of the barrier. Thank you. It's weird, the high speed ones seem to really bother me. The rest seems to not be too bad. It's only when I'm sort of in maybe 5th or 6th gear. But even on traction at slow speed, I don't seem to struggle too much. Which is a surprise. Oh, we've got deep there. I feel like I'm over-revving the engine. Presumably the rev up is set as it is in real life. 13k, that's not, I think it's in 16k, 15k, I can't remember now. 13k is not the limit though. That's probably again a setup in the setup somewhere, setting the setup. See some deployment again down this straight. Nice lot of speed, DRS open I think. Can't tell. Oh, that on the left hand side there, let's see the green lights, 2 green lights flashing on and off. That's DRS. So the first 2 mean it's available, the second 2 mean it's on. It's open. And rather than outdoor, let's get our, which one is it? I always forget. I think it's tab to get, there we go, see bottom left now, we've got sector times versus my all-time best lap. Which of course is in this car. So cautious around that. Bit more. Ooh, wow, too aggressive on the throttle. Well, let's try and do a cleanish lap so our lap actually counts this time. So we just went off the track though. So you can be really, really aggressive with the throttle. So again, the ERS isn't coming up much, is it? It's going down a lot when I'm using my push to pass. But it's not actually come back up much. Off a little bit there, second half of that corner. Wheels right now when you turn that you can't see ahead of you at all. Wheel gets right in the way. Oh no, bit of forward sliding. Got away with it. Bit of power on to try and get some downforce with this corner. That was okay. Missed the apex massively though. Oh, that was deep. Mr. Apex massively. And let's use some of the push to pass button for a bit of ERS deployment. See 1 green light, 2 green lights I can activate, and it is an active DRS. Nice sort of speed, 330 again-ish. Don't run to brake. I think we just locked the wheels a bit there, the rears, which probably means I could do some slightly more front-wheel braking. Oh, no grip through that. Bit, not a great line through there, wasn't too bad actually. Again, get as much speed as I can through here to build up the downforce. Careful on the throttle. It's weird how you have to be more careful on the throttle on the high speed than you do the low speed. You've got a bit of steering angle in. That's a pretty decent lap considering this is all the laps I've done. Again, push the pass button. DRS open. 1 minute 46.8. No idea how that compares to real life. It's starting to push a little bit now, starting to get a bit of rear locking. And I'm just going to leave it there. We're going to go back to the garage, have a quick look at the setup on the terms of the engine. Oh, I love this livery. Let's do a bit of a... In fact, I'll just do a real quick bit of TV camera now. It really does sound phenomenal, that, doesn't it? It really does sound very, very similar to what it is in real life. Right, now let's have a real quick look. I realize this is going to be a boring part of the video, so but this is certainly an interesting part. So fuel consumption 0, that's turbo boost basically. So regen under braking, 1 is minimum regen, 13 is maximum regen. So we're actually regenerating an awful. Well, no, we're not regenerating enough actually. Oh, we can't put that up. So it's 13's max. Why can't I put that up? Put it down, not up. Whatever. Let's leave that then. Deploy fixed. 1 is the most. So let's do maximum deployment. Let's try and do like almost like a quali lap. Target as state. So increasing the values will correspond to reduced deployment. So we want that, I guess, to 1. Throttle shaping. Let's leave that as it is. So let's just give that a go. We'll put the balance slightly forward as well. We can do that in kart. Oh, it's not on the screen. I was hoping it would be on screen. Oh no, it's on screen there, at top right. So I think we're on about 56-ish. Let's put up to about 57. Pit limiter on. Try and do a proper pit exit, which we did indeed. Yeah, I think already that is going down a little bit faster. Just now we couldn't put the regen up though. Because surely you'd always want maximum regeneration of the airs and maximum deployment as you can get. I mean, I don't really. Obviously, that's quite a technical thing, and I'm not going to get into it too much. That's as much as I'll do for this video, but yeah, it's an interesting one. So we'll do one out lap, a flying lap, and that'll be this video. Like I say, got the Nordschleife coming up. This has been a long time since my last video as well. I've not really been gaming too much, particularly racing games. Yeah, so using a lot more airs. See, that's interesting. As you come out off the brakes, you probably watched it more than me, but I've been driving. I've been watching the deployment on the right hand side there at all, the battery level. See, I've also got a fuel mix, so I don't know what that actually changes. I think that would change deployment level. Oh, whoa. Okay, I found something. Okay, so that I presume is now minimum power. Oh, that's probably turbo. That'll be turbo. That'll be the turbo thing that we saw, the fuel consumption thing, effectively. So it's basically 10%. So that's 100%, and right down there that'll be 90%-ish. It's only 1% per one, so it's actually not that much, but must make some reasonable difference to the fuel consumption, I suppose. Right. No. Oh, I saved it that time. Again, got a bit fruity with the throttle there. Would have sent me flying again, but managed to save it. Right. So we're on. Do a big lifting coast here to try and get a bit more regen. Here we go. Let's do it. Going to use the push to pass button as well to make sure we're on full power. That's going down really quite quickly, isn't it? Oh, gone deep there. That's wide. Too wide. So we should, with push to pass, we should be on similar power. Hey, like here, where we weren't using push to pass last time, we should be on more power. Oh, that's wide. Quite a lot of understeer through there. Keep it a bit tighter through here. That's better. That's much better. Look at that, nice and green at the top. Oh no. Squared on too much power through there. Little lift through there just to make sure. Oh, very nearly off track. So we're going up to third. Probably could have been a second that time. I'm using push to pass just to make sure we've got maximum deployment this lap. So this is effectively a quali mapping, as I mentioned. Now it's not a straight line speed. So again, it's very similar though. So push to pass, much to speed. No, we've gone deep this time. Please stop. Don't want to go off track. That was horrible. We lost a good 2 tenths there, didn't we? That was wide too. Now we're in fourth. That'll be wide. Great big number in the middle of the screen. I couldn't even see it. So again, you can see as soon as you get on the power there, it instantly goes green at the top, which means I'm gaining. Wide for this next corner. Should we do one more lap? I always do this in these videos. Always, always, always. Let's do it. One more lap. Come on. 46.8. Not bad. Well, it's 46.4, so about 4/10 off where we could be. Nope. Nope. Massively overcorrected that. So there we are. So in fact, what I'll do is I will leave you with some again off-board like we saw a minute ago, but I'll do a little bit more, try and do a whole lap. Let's do that. A whole lap. That will be right. So yeah, I'll leave you with some TV cameras, and yes. So thank you for watching. Like I said, we got the launch live coming up. Probably do that in the roof, the Porsche effectively. And yeah, then we'll get back in this car for the Nordschleife life again, so that should be quite fun. Should also have a dirt rally video coming up as well, which again I've been playing a little bit more of recently. So yes, thank you for watching. Bye bye.